For those of you new to the Arts Cafe, our mission is to present the nation's most celebrated poets and writers, along with New England's best musicians, in programs that lift your spirits while deepening your souls. And if we have a little fun along the way, so much the better. You will be served and every dog will have its day, said the bard. Though we have no dogs to perform for you tonight, this first show of our spring season is always a special one because we celebrate young artists. And what better setting for tonight's show than these galleries festooned with this wonderful show of the art of the best and brightest of our local schools. Add to this a chance to check out the State Poet Laureate of Rhode Island, Lisa Starr, and we have the makings of a memorable evening. So without more ado, let's get on with the show. As part of our annual Youth Will Be Served show, we are pleased to honor the Student Poets Laureate of the region's high schools. Ah, young poets, you are probably thinking. And you may have in mind that classic adolescent poem that begins something like this. Standing by the window, high above the busy street, alone, thinking of you. Should I jump or go shopping? Fear not about being subjected to poems of that sort, because the young writers we're honoring tonight have been selected for this recognition by their school's faculty, and they have earned the distinction as their school's best and brightest writers. Now, celebratory honors are a good thing, but we've also factored in some practical elements for the Poets Laureate. First and foremost, this afternoon, they participated in a special poetry writing masterclass conducted by tonight's featured poet. I hope you agree that it's a rare opportunity and privilege for aspiring young writers to work with a practicing artist. Indeed, they could not have started with a better teacher and role model than Lisa Starr. Woo! Yeah. We're also pleased to award each of the Student Poets Laureate a $200 prize check. Yay! I'm pleased to say that we have been supported in that by a grant, special grant from the Southeastern Community Foundation. So a little round of applause for that as well. So let's meet these special young people. I'd like to introduce each of them to you, then give you a chance to hear them read some of their fine poems to you. So, the Poet Laureate of Waterford High is Veronica Agers. Ms. Agers is a junior, 16 years old, who The Poet Laureate of Fitch High is Erica Antoine. Interestingly, Ms. Antoine was also raised in a Navy family, has traveled widely, and plans a life of constant travel and exploration. A junior at Fitch, she excels in art and history and French, and reports that she is a seamstress, storyteller, and picky vegetarian. She also has had a taste for French and Japanese films and rock music. In her spare time, I cannot imagine when these kids find spare time, but in her spare time, She enjoys swimming, illustrating and co-writing comic books, studying female graffiti artists, teaching herself Japanese, and co-directing the Anime Club at Groton Public Library. An admirer of Japanese street fashion, she also looks forward to studying high fashion design. Ms. Antoine's favorite authors are Ai Yazawa and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. She views poetry as a fluid, dynamic, and unscientific mirror of human nature. It can be without rhythm or rhyme, playful and teasingly articulate. Now, she interestingly has no favorite poet, but she knows which poets she likes. I give you Fitch High's Poet Laureate, Erica Antoine. It's a little crowded up here. The Poet Laureate of Montville High is Scott Bartlett. Mr. Bartlett is a senior at Montville High. His favorite classes include creative writing, art, and music. In fact, he enjoys all. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the best and brightest young poets in our realm. And they deserve your support, your nurturing, and above all, the murmur of your cell phones. In any case, student poet laureate, Erica Antoine.
Bonsoir tout le monde et konbanwa minasan, and good evening everybody. My name is Erica Antoine, and I have 3 pieces here I'd like to read. The first one is called For My Friend. Like a summer without fireflies, she was as cold as gossip whispers, and as exhausted of the ignorant as a snowbank is of sun. She said the sun rose in the west as she laid upon her back, and called the cities in the skies as they sailed on milky mists. They said she wasn't there, as if she couldn't hear a thing, as if she would never leave, as if they'd never turn her bitter. She said she felt a dream coming on, then she was gone. My friend and I don't see each other these days. This next one is called Celestial, and I wrote it after a bad experience at school where somebody spit in my hair. And the first thing I thought was, people spit on the ground, so where does that put me? But really, then I started thinking, I'm not the ground, I'm worth a lot more than that. So I started thinking about the things in the sky, and that kind of led to this. I'm a lyricist with no vein, and a blanc rose in a glacier. I need your skeletons of justice, like my solio needs a stranger. My name's Lamore, last name Resentment. I'm a portrait and a remnant. I'm your demon saving grace, you're but an angel saving face. I am the moon and every star that hangs from the night's velvet curtain. Endless flares that come from sun, I am every whisking ribbon. I'm as clear as azure blue, as reflective as white steel. I come in vivid, violent violet, I'm everything you'll ever feel. I paint both ecstasy and peace, I conduct the waves of sand. I give baobabs free release, I string the northern lights by hand. I found the world within a windmill, my sunlight on a shaded path. I ate the best when I was poor, and found resolve in aftermath. I found my wisdom in forgetting, took my muse along with drought. I found my love in never lending, and my wealth in going without. Things on the floor of my mind would turn mountains into molehills. They show no signs or wear, but I carry them yet still. None of my claims give any evidence, and my descriptions are aloof. It has no science, but then again, I have nothing to prove. Okay, last one. This one, I like to play with words a lot, and this one's just really fun to say aloud. It's called Running Refrain. Tongue tumbling used to stutter, oiled and rolling in citrus-scented scenery, alliteration lights a match. Ooh, Always got a playback button because life is only side A of the 8-track. Rinse, lather, soak in the immense rhythm or lack of, and play with your tongue. Tie it in knots, let your words go on autopilot, and like a pilot light, it gets you heated. So let the steamy hot motion and mouth-watering vocabulary dribble out of the pipes of your head and all over your body. Lather, mix, and repeat. Side B is only a flip away, so remix before the tape ends.
We'll next hear from Montville High School.